I'm ready. Believe that. So Bama takes the loss. They will turn it into a win. Roll Tide full of pride. Win, lose, or draw. No matter what. You hear me? But a tough loss. But a loss you can deal with. We as fans can deal with, right? Heavy though. Now, don't get it misconstrued. Don't take it wrong. You never feel satiated with the loss, right? Heavy. Period. But this is a loss that you can deal with. Maybe good at this point in the season for Bama. We saw what happened when Florida State beat them. This Oklahoma loss, a very good Oklahoma team. GG's respect to Oklahoma. They brung it. They made the bigger plays down the stretch heavy. Like I say, Bama beat themselves. You can't beat a very good team with turnovers. Period. Correct. Heavy. At times, Bama was outcoached. The Oklahoma defensive coach, well, offensive, well, head coach was out battling, out dueling Ryan Grubb. Ryan Grubb has some good calls as well. But down the stretch, you hear me? Turnovers, bad throws, lack of run game, etc., etc. Suspect play calling once again at times. Ryan Grubb gets a little too pass heavy. I got my game notes. I'm gonna get into it. You hear me? But at the end of the day, what does this loss do to Bama? I mean, really nothing. I'm not trying to be funny with it, but really not a damn thing. We talking playoff hopes, still very much alive. We're talking SEC championship, right? Still very much alive. If Bama wins out, they go to the SEC championship game. So we're talking high ranking in the playoff, still very much alive, correct? First round bye, boom, all that. So everything is still right in front of Bama. The question is, right, how will they respond? And we saw how they responded after the Florida State loss. Now they can elevate. That's why I say at this point in the season, you don't want to take a loss. You would rather fix the problems, issues with the dub. But shit, man, hey, it happens. You cannot beat a team, a very good team with turnovers and starting slow. And Bama did just that tonight. I'm going to say the offense did that tonight. You hear me, dog? Defense, boom, a lead, immaculate for the most part of the game, especially early. You hear me? Period, man. The offense hurt them. The offense set them back, period, dog. But the defense is a championship caliber defense. The offense, no, not right now. Now, if you can protect Ty Simpson, yes, they are. If Ryan Grubb is on point, zoned in, yes, they are. Are they an overall championship caliber team? Yes, but the defense carries this team. The offense needs to improve. The whole line needs to improve. Like I've been saying, I do not believe in this run game. Oklahoma did nothing that we didn't expect. You hear me. Period. I told you they would blitz. They would come with it. They would apply pressure. The games are won in the trenches. Everybody who Bama faces moving forward, especially Auburn, and now Auburn is a must win. Now you lose to Auburn, season over. You hear me? Period, dog. Hands down, man down. We know how the committee is. We know how the world is, or we know damn near the whole world and the college football world is so happy Bama lost, right? That's just what it is. Period. But your season, everything right there. But you lose to Auburn, it's a different story. We know what it is. You're going to Auburn. You're going there. And don't look past Eastern Illinois. That should be a wash. Easy shit, easy victory. You hear me, dog? Heavy, man. Hey, number 10 from Oklahoma. I see you doing my shit as well, bro. You, Terry, and Arnold last week. Hey, even if it's disrespect intended, my nigga, hey, shot a brother out. You hear me? Shot me out, boy. You know what's up with that, boy. You hear me? Heavy, man. Yeah, dog. Period, dog. Uh-huh. Yeah. And we know who started that for real. Rest in peace, Aaron Hernandez. The NFL shunned him away, threw him away. That's a different story for a different day. But yeah, the originator, yeah, definitely him. But you know where y'all got it from, boy. You hear me? Yeah. Shot that out, nigga. Shot that out. Heavy, roll tide, full of pride. But let's get back into it, bro. But everything's still in front of Bama. But Auburn is the game. You go there sleeping, you go there playing, guess what? You're going to get your ass beat. Period. Heavy. I'm going to get into the game notes in a minute. But as far as ruining the season, no, the season's not over. No. Now, if the season was over, done, finito, then yeah, you may be mad, upset about the loss. You hear me? But no, you definitely, you're definitely pissed off in the moment, right? Heavy. You hear me? When you sit back, think about it, what Bama could have did, right? Huh? In certain situations, certain things happen. Yeah. But no, man, you can't sit and dwell on it. Whole lot of season left. Everything in front of Bama. They control it. How will they respond? That's the big question. Fix what needs to be fixed. You hear me, dog? Let's get into these game notes. Give me 1 second, bro. Period. Huh? Here we go, man. First half turnovers. Game notes. First half turnovers, dog. Like I said, you cannot beat a good team, a very good team, turning the ball over. Ryan Williams, you were soft at times, my boy. Soft at times, my boy. You hear me? But they need to clean it up. Very uncharacteristic of Bama tonight. Ty Simpson fumbling, better awareness in the pocket. O-line, come on now, bro. Getting beat off the snap. Like I say, O-line is the weakest point, the weakest link. But turnovers, man, fumbles, interceptions, etc. They want to blame the O-line for that interception Ty Simpson threw. No, baby, you hear me. Ty Simpson didn't have to throw that ball. No matter how bad the protection was in that moment, he could have threw it away. He could have took the sack, played another down. You hear me? Bottom line. So you can blame the offensive line, yes, but you also have to put blame on Ty Simpson, period. He has not been good under pressure. I'm going to get into that later. Heavy, man. But there's no way you can expect to beat a very good Oklahoma defense with a with a great defense, bro. Period. Their offense, yeah, the defense really held them to what 14, maybe less. Offense turnovers, giving them short fields. Defense holding them to 3 and outs. You hear me? Holding them to 3. What more could you ask for from your defense, man? Eventually, they're gonna get tired. You hear me? And even when they got tired, they kept them in the game. They shut out Oklahoma, period, man. Oklahoma offense wasn't getting off like that. No, they gave up some big plays on third downs. Yeah, But as far as marching up and down the field, hell to the no. If Bama offense protects the ball, starts better, if we see complimentary football early, it's a different story of the game. They probably beat this team by 3 touchdowns, man. But like I say, one turnover changes momentum, changes the drive. You hear me? One bad play, one penalty changes everything. That's the game of football. You have to be on your game, period. You have to be zoned in, locked in for 4 quarters. 4 quarters. Bama gave the game away, beat themselves, period. Here's what it is, dog. You get 1 game, 4 quarters, man. That's football for you there. Ain't no series, boy. Come to play. You hear me? Jam Miller, his blocking wasn't great first half. Like I said, I think it's time for a running backs change, but his blocking wasn't great. We seen him miss a block on a couple plays. Let the linebacker get through on the blitz. Oklahoma blitz damn near the whole game like we knew they would. Period. Everybody knows in the land that Ty Simpson is not good, hasn't been good when he's under pressure. So guess what? That's another factor Bama gonna have to deal with. Versus Auburn, especially. Auburn has a solid defense, man. A stout defense, man. A trench line, man. Trench play, bro. Period. Heavy. You hear me? And like I say, I repeat it, they're going to play in Auburn. Ain't no wash. Ain't no gimme. Ain't no rivalry game. A gimme, dog. You hear me? I don't care if the other team ain't won 0 games, ain't won 9 game, and whatever. It don't matter. We know how Auburn and Bama go down. We know how they clash. We know how great the energy is, but how spooky the energy is and how real it is, baby. You hear me, dog? Heavy. One of the greatest moments, greatest atmospheres in college football, no matter where the game is held, homie. Heavy. And that's just what it is, dog. It's going down. It's going down. And now for Bama, this is a must win. Season, everything on the line here for real. Ain't no, you lose, you get another chance. You blew that tonight with Oklahoma. Now the pressure's on. I expect them to perform very good. I expect them to set the standard once again. You hear me? I think this is a different team. Improvements to make, though. Heavy, homie. You hear me? Period. Coaching and players. Improvements all across the board. No one is exempt. Bottom line. Let's get back to it, man. Heavy. But we need better pass blocking and better blitz help from the running backs, i.e. Jam Miller. And even old boy got beat. Hill got beat a couple times as well. Heavy, you hear me, dog? Got to be more stout, more tough with the run blocking from the running backs. Let's get it, bro. O line again, like I say, O line again, first half. Ty Simpson under pressure, no run game, looked very soft this times. Oklahoma was blitzing, getting through there, man. So you got to put majority of the blame on the O-line. If you can't run the ball, who's that on, huh? You hear me? The O-line. And I throw some blame on Ryan Grubb as well, because sometimes when he gets the run game going, finally, he leans off of it, comes off of it. We seen tonight him get about 3 runs in a row, 5, 6 yards. Maybe the third one goes for 4. What does Ryan Grubb do? Boom. Comes back, comes back, passes the ball 3 plays in a row. Lean on your run game, especially with the lead, right? Lean on your run game, man. Burn clock. Then the fourth quarter, he starts to try to lean on it, going for the game-winning drive, and becomes less aggressive, more predictable. You hear me, dog? Heavy, man, for real. And that's just what it is. So he needs to learn when to run for real and when to pass. He needs to learn when to be aggressive on a more consistent basis. Everyone grows, everyone learns from this, period. So you take it and you turn it into a win. Bottom line, all you can do, man, heavy, Bama beat themselves, gave this team the win, bro, period. Yeah. You got to respect, props to Oklahoma for creating the turnovers, taking advantage, man. You hear me? But Bama outplayed them the whole game. Beat yourselves, man. Beat yourselves. Yeah. Yeah. I should say the first half. O-line bad blocking on the interception. Ty Simpson just threw it away. Like I said, you can blame both. Bad blocking, but Ty Simpson in that situation, you throw the ball away, man. No hesitation, bro. He didn't have to force that ball in there. You don't got to throw every ball. You see the blitz coming, boom, throw it away, go down, take the sack, live to play another day, homie. For real. That's the name of the game. You don't throw a pick, though. For real, throw it right to him. Ryan Williams had a soft play, protect the ball. Come on, right there when you can flip the field, take the lead before half. You hear me? Defense changes momentum. Shout out to the defense. They bout that. Huh? Yeah, man. They bout that for real. But defense changes momentum, gives you a 3 and out. They played well the whole game. Punt return, Ryan Williams. Get down. And this is something that all Bama players do for some reason, especially receivers. They stay up too damn long. Learn to get down. Learn to get out of bounds. Don't try to be a tough guy all the time. You hear me? You ain't got to run a motherfucker over all the time. You hear me? Play smart ball. You hear me? Conserve yourself. Protect yourself and your body. Take less hits if you can. Even Quavez, he trying to run down the field. It's okay to, shy away from the contact at times. That don't mean you're less physical. We know you're physical. We know you're tough, my boy. Period. You hear me, though? Period. But at the end of the day, protect the ball. The name of the game is no turnovers. It starts down. You win games. You play clean, violent football, bro. You hear me? Ryan Williams, that was some soft bitch ass shit, dog. For real. Heavy, boy. You hear me? Can't have it, man. Clean it up. Clean it up. Period. Ty Simpson, accuracy issues. We've seen it all year, especially when he's under pressure. So now teams know who he is as a quarterback at this point in the season, his strengths and his weaknesses. And guess what? They're going to try to neutralize him. They're going to try to take advantage of him. They're going to blitz him, put pressure on him. And guess what? We've seen every time when the O-line protects or doesn't protect, he gets rattled. Even we've seen him throw bad passes tonight, right? Heavy, wide open receivers. He missed Bernard about what? 4 times? You hear me, dog? So when he's rattled early, he has difficulty, man. Under pressure, he must perform better. I don't know what Ryan Grubb, what DeBoer can do, to make him perform well under pressure. Or how can they change it on the fly, being so late in the season? But Ryan Grubb will have to adapt, and Kalen DeBoer will have to adapt to their quarterback as far as play calling at certain points in the game. You hear me? They're going to have to settle him down and learn how to settle him down. That comes with running the ball. Yeah, running the ball, Ryan Grubb, period. Heavy. Uh-huh. But we know for a fact it's no longer a secret. He has accuracy issues. And once he starts getting hit, even with a clean pocket, he throws bad passes. He's a quarterback who needs to get in rhythm. Now, he's going to have to grow up overnight because it won't always be pretty and be perfect. But like I say, it starts with the O-line. They must improve. But really in pass pro, they're really solid, heavy, you know? Yeah, a lot of those times, Ty Simpson just threw that bitch inaccurately, period. Under no pressure, under no distress, period. Duress, period. And he threw that bitch bad. Bad throws. You can't evade that. You can't baby him, bro. It is what it is. But his O-line didn't help him out, especially in the run game. But there was times where he had a clean pocket and still missed some throws. Oh, yeah. Oklahoma pressure was getting there as well, period. But yeah, you're going to point out the bad, point out the good when he does bad. Yeah. I mean, point out the bad when it's on Ty Simpson. And some of those throws, no. He didn't have to throw him. The interception, no. Hell to the no. You take the sack, period. He needs to get more accurate under pressure. You hear me? He's starting to look like he can be rattled. And once he's rattled, we've seen it in a quarterback with the Vikings, right? You hear me, baby? You know? Kirk Cousins, once he was rattled, it was downhill. Now, even though he made up for it, he did make up for it with some big throws, but overall, he must get better, period. Grubb loves to pass too much in the second half, run the ball. There was a certain time right there, second half, he could have ran the ball. You had 2 timeouts. Run the ball, Grubb. I understand aggressiveness, but you can catch a team off guard running the ball. Sometimes you have to run your way, force your way into rhythm. You hear me? Heavy. Force your O-line to block. Force them to be physical. Especially players you get 5, 6 a pop, you lean on the run until they stop it, period. I don't care if they know what's coming. You hear me? You seen the Oklahoma coach guessing on the sidelines a few times, huh? When they put the camera on him, he was guessing pass, saying pass. Here comes the pass. Here comes the run. You know, you hear me, dog? Coaching. Oh, yeah. Bama got out coached tonight. The Oklahoma coach, 2 years in a row, for some reason, he outcoached the board, outcoached Nick Sheridan. He's a defensive-minded motherfucker. I respect him for that. Oh yeah, that offense, that Oklahoma head coach, he has his players ready, heavy. You hear me? And him on the defensive side of the ball, really elite, really elite. We might see him again. Be prepared, huh? Heavy, bro. You hear me? We might see him again. Period, man. For real. But once again, Bama beats themselves once again. Catch the ball, Bernard. That the throw to the sideline. Nice, one of the nicer throws Ty Simpson had tonight, right? Bernard, you're an elite All-American receiver. You get a foot down, you keep control, period, man. Little things. I got to point out little plays because the little plays are what matter. They change a whole drive. Bernard catches that ball, boom. You're in field goal range, still with 2 timeouts left, second half, go in there, maybe potentially score. You hear me? Heavy, dog, for real. So catch the ball. I understand it was a lot of bad passes. I understand that. You saw Bernard get frustrated. I understand, rightfully so. Ty Simpson was off big time at certain moments in the game with certain throws. I dig it. But he is a dog. Simpson is a dog. Now, I'm not comparing him to Kirk Cousins, saying he is Kirk Cousins, right? You hear me? But he is a dog. Has things to work on, though, man. You know, the way he performs under pressure, immense pressure, I don't like it. You hear me? You know, he made up for it, but he has to get better. Pressure will be there. Playoff time versus Auburn, SEC championship versus A&M. They got dogs all around. They edge rushers or phenomenal. Potential first rounders, some may say. Howell, Powell, whatever his name is, superstars in the making, if not already. You hear me, dog? Straight up. For real, bro. Bama doesn't trust Talty. I'm speaking of the kicker. He blew it again. I know it was a high snap. A high snap. So what? You make that kick. You fight through, kick through that ball. It wasn't a high snap. Then, oh, boom. Laces were turned the wrong way. It wasn't a high snap. Oh, boom. Muffed catch. Period, bro. He still caught it, regrouped, lined it up. The kicker want to look at the high snapper, long snapper. I understand you frustrated, but boy, you make the kick. You a kicker. You got one job. It was a 30-yarder. What, 30-plus yarder? 36-yarder, and you miss it? You hear me? You know? You rattled little punk chump. You hear me, dog? Heavy. You got one damn job as a kicker. Make your kicks, period. That could have changed the whole game. It really came down to that kick. You hear me? Yeah. Because Bama has the lead late in the game if he hits that kick. Period, bro. Once again, going back, football, one play can change everything. One play can change everything. You hear me, dog? Heavy. Momentum is real in football. Rhythm is real in football. You know, especially versus the dynamic team, an excellent defensive team. A team who you get their A game from, they're gonna attack you. They're gonna be on you. You're gonna get everybody's A game. As Bama, you must know that, bro. You must set the fucking standard. You hear me, dog? Heavy, bro. Period. You know? Yeah. Simpson is not great under pressure. Already talked about that. Second half notes. 16 is a dog. I like the physicality from number 16 on the defensive side. I liked his aggressiveness. You know, he got called for a bad pass interference. But at the end of the day, I like his aggressiveness. You know, energy. The energy he brings, the physicality as a cornerback. I respect it. We need more of it from Bama. Defense as a whole, though. The whole defense is elite. Like I say, I stand on it 10 toes down. The Alabama defense is an elite championship caliber defense, period. You know, the offense must catch up. The offense must catch up, dog. You hear me? But like I said, beginning of the season, even after the Florida State loss, this is a talented roster. The defense is crazy, even playing out of position, bro, undersized, etc., bro. You hear me? It shows you how great they are. And they're getting better. Even tonight. I mean, damn, what do you expect from them? How long do you want them on the field? Period. And they kept Bama in the game. Kept Bama in the game. The defense let Oklahoma score. How many short fields did Oklahoma have? Huh? How many short fields did they have? And the defense stepped up. Period, man. For real. Heavy, boy. You know? Yeah, but 16 is a dog. Yeah, for real. 3rd and 13 play. Once again, one play changes everything. The defense has been elite, is elite, but one play, man. We've seen Oklahoma convert on 3rd down too much, too many times. The 3rd and 13, inexcusable, man, for real. Now you can blame alignment. You can blame the 3rd and shorts for their cornerbacks being off too far. That comes with coaching as well, putting your personnel in the best position. Sometimes you gotta just play the sticks, huh? You hear me, dog? Yeah. Sometimes you gotta get up in a motherfucker shit, chest to chest, press to press, win, lose, or draw, and make them earn it. 3rd and short, you know they playing for the sticks. Make them earn it. It really wasn't trying to go deep. Make them earn it, bro. You hear me? Period. But the defense, you don't put no blame on them for this loss, dog. Anybody who looks at the defense, looks at this game and says, hey, the defense is at fault, period. No. No, can they get better? Can they grow? Hell to the yeah. Is it things to improve upon? Yeah, period. Did they give up big plays? Yeah, bitch, yeah. But the defense held it down. They've been holding it down. The offense failed them point blank, period, dog. You hear me? Straight up. Keep Carrington in, the freshman tackle. I like the flip they made. I think it was a better look. So I hope they continue to have Carrington on the outside, Formsby at guard. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, bro. You got to do what you got to do. But you got to figure out something to get this run game going. You hear me? But I like the freshman at right tackle. Yeah. Cuevas is a weapon. Shout out Cuevas. One thing we learned tonight from that L that will be turned into a win. Cuevas is a tight end Ryan Grubb has to get more out of. You seen tonight, boom. You can get more production out of him. One-on-one matchups, utilize him to beat the blitz right heavy. So as the season goes along, Ryan Grubb, these last 2 games, especially the Auburn game, moving forward, SEC championship playoff, get Cuevas involved more. I need more heavy. I don't care if you have to target him 15 times. He is turning into an elite tight end. Yeah, he can be on that level, be that caliber of tight end. And they got another freshman, number 81, a freshman tight end who's big, fast, and who can run. Period, dog. You hear me? Heavy, man, for real. But get Quavez. Quavez can be a secret weapon for you. You know? Ty made up for it. He turned it on. He turned it on, had some good throws second half, but still missed some big throws as well. You know, defense is ready. I've been saying it. Defense is ready. Defense is championship ready. The question is how will the offense respond? Will the offense catch up? Bottom line. Ty must be more accurate. He missed. We talked about that. Him missing Bernard. Yeah, accuracy. Pocket awareness. He has to learn how to feel pressure coming as well. You know, great quarterbacks, real good quarterbacks can feel the pressure coming. They throw the ball away or they run, get up out of there, especially when you know protection has been lacking, right? You hear me? Now, this is something Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb and the quarterbacks coach, Nick Sheridan, have to work on him with. Explain to him, boom, certain point in times in the game, especially when the pressure is getting there, the pressure is on. They blitzing all motherfucking day. Your first step, your steps after the first one back, the first two need to be forward. You need to start pushing yourself forward instead of backwards, feeling the pressure, understanding where it's coming from. That's what the great quarterbacks do. Ty Simpson is a good quarterback. He can be great, but he's not there yet. He has a lot more to learn. And under pressure, he must perform better, period. You know, we seeing something similar, worse in the Florida State game. He's progressed a lot since that game, but too many errors, too many bad throws tonight that could have kept drives alive. And we got to be real. You're going to put blame on the O-line, put blame on Ty Simpson as well, dog. You hear me, dog? Put blame on the running backs as well for piss poor pass blocking. You hear me? Heavy, you know? Put blame on Ryan Williams for being soft at times. You hear me, dog? Straight up, period. You know? Put blame on Kalen DeBoer for his team starting slow, not mentally prepared, mentally locked in the beginning of the game for 4 quarters, knowing how big this game was. Defense stands. Like I said, defense had some late stands, man. Kept him in the game, got off the field, gave the offense an ample amount of opportunities to put this team away, period. Break them, break their will. Oklahoma never took no soul, you know, period. Oklahoma had chances to break Alabama, put them away. The defense bended sometimes, but they didn't fold. They didn't break. Oklahoma never put this team away, put Bama away, right? Took their will. Them boys fought. Bama had many opportunities, man. Put them away, bro. Break them. Take their soul. You hear me? They just couldn't get it done. They just didn't get it done. Period. Like I said earlier, it's time for a running back change. Put in DK. Period, dog. For real. You know? Number 0, the freshman, I believe. Put him in. You know? We've seen him versus UNL Monroe. Now you can still keep the other 2 in the rotation, but I think you got to look at or take a real look at AK Deer. Period. Number 0. Put him in the game. He's explosiveness. Right now, this run game needs a running back who can create his own lanes at times, right? When the offense is lacking, guess what? What do the great running backs do? The explosive running backs do. They create their own lanes. They burst through the hole. We need that. You know, Hill, Miller, okay, cool, boom. Good bruising backs. But sometimes Hill is just too slow hitting the hole. Saw it a couple times tonight. If he, boom, makes one cut, gets in front of, gets to say, fuck the block, I'm going, makes his move directly, it's space there, right? It's lanes there. Heavy, homie. You hear me? And I don't care what no one says. Jam Miller doesn't have that same pop that he had before. You know, you hear me? I don't think he's the same running back he used to be like last year. You hear me, dog? No disrespect. I'm just stating facts here. I think Dyer, number 0, can give you a more explosive product in your backfield. You hear me, homie? Who can take it to the house, who can hit the lane, who don't have to wait. Try it, man. You know, I don't care if he's a freshman, bro. I don't care what they talking about. They talking about Jam Miller there. He's earned it. He stayed. He came back. So damn what? Hill, so damn what? You hear me? Try something new all around, all across the board, huh? With this run game to try to improve this run game, period. Because versus Auburn, you don't have a run game, it's going to be difficult, boy. It's going to be difficult again. You hear me, boy? Point blank, period. Only thing, this time you're not at home. You ain't in Tuscaloosa. You in Auburn. You hear me, dog? Heavy. Different story, different animal. We know how it goes. We know home field advantage is real. Real deal, no Holyfield, but shout out, respect Holyfield. He is a boxing legend, dog. For real. you know? But we know how home field can play a big part in this game. Yeah. Show up, man. But I think you lean on the young boy and see what he can do. Put him out there and see what happens. Period. Why not? Huh? What you got to lose? You know what Miller brings to the table. You know what Hill brings to the table. Now it's on number 0, Agent 0, Weapon 0. Period. Put him out there, man. Some of those sweeps and outside tosses, he may take them to the house. He may break away. He may tote that tater around yonder to the house. Yeah, I'm leaning towards that. Nice decoy on the play with Proctor. Smart call by Ryan Grubb. One of his nice plays on the night. But like I say, he's too pass heavy at times, too aggressive. I want to see him lean on the run more, especially when it's starting to get in rhythm. Run your players into rhythm. Help your players out, Grubb. Help your players out. You hear me? Yeah, period. Line play once again, dog. A+ for the trenches line play. F. Nah, I ain't gonna say F. I'm gonna say C- for the offensive line line play. Nah, subtract that. Wasn't no run game. I'm gonna say D for the O line overall grade. Period. Defensive line trenches A. You hear me? Straight up, dog. Maybe A+. You hear me? Offensive line trenches D. Bottom line now, heavy. If I was being generous, I would give him a C. But no, I'm cool. I'm cool. Corsten is Bama. Is you cool, bro? You hear me? Yeah, man. So bounce back, regroup. Eastern Illinois should be a domination, a bounce back game, whatever you want to call it. Heavy. Like I say, everything is still in front of Bama. They control it, control the destiny. You win out, SEC championship game as well, playoffs, number 1 seed potentially. You get a bye potentially. Yeah, the pressure's on though. They put more pressure on themselves, and guess what? Pressure either breaks pipes or makes diamonds, baby. You hear me? Let me repeat it. Pressure either busts pipes or makes diamonds, baby. You hear me, dog? Heavy. How will Bama respond, man? Yeah, it wasn't no live today. I'm gonna just say work and technical difficulties. You hear me? Affected the live, yeah, and the ability to go live. Heavy, yo. You hear me? Didn't have the laptop either, but that's here nor there. Tomorrow, catch me live for the Vikings game. Skol Vikes, Skol tie, bro. And that's what it is. Heavy, To the Bama boys, the Bama team, keep your head up. Get better, regroup, learn from this L, win from this L, turn this L into a dub. You hear me? Big wins, homie. You hear me? Get better, man. That's all I can say. Get better. You hear me? Focus on Eastern Illinois. Don't go in there thinking about Auburn. Focus on the task at hand. Be in the moment. This week is preparation strictly for Eastern Illinois. Getting better at all levels. This should be a domination. Second stringers, third stringers should be entered into this game early. You hear me, dog? Starters should be resting, I say, by the end of the second quarter, if not before. Period. Heavy. But it's on Bama, bro. We know what it is. Let's get it, bro. How will you respond? How will they respond? Big skull here, and I say they respond heavy, zoned in, locked in, and they respond angry, my dog. You hear me? Big skull here, the biggest. You hear me? Roll Tide full of pride, win, lose, or draw, bro. Forever. Yeah. We coming. It ain't over. Learn from it and dominate. You hear?